it's so few and far between, but I'm witnessing like men speaking up about just like the abuses of childhood. It's like you need to address this. You need to tell people about it because women are also pedos. They're also pedos. And if I look back, so it's funny how like, everything's coming full circle. Like every ex from my past is like trying to come back, and I'm like, dude, like deal with your mother, basically. For the most part, I mean, that's what it comes down to. It started with the mom. And a lot of research, psychology, and evidence is noticing in terms of like pride from the man. It's like the dynamic is coming from the mom or like the parental relationship. Yeah, women were cheaters, they were pedos, they just offered you up to whatever, they didn't protect you, and then like we take on the brunt of that. So it's like this karmic ex from a long time ago comes back out of the woodwork, and it's like it was funny because when I started to like date him, his sister was in town, and I was like joking with the sister. I'm like, dude, your brother's like so gay. It's like weird. It's like, why is he so gay? She's like, well, my mom made him that way. And then he went on to virtually, like, instead of me, date like the version of his mom that he found. Like, men date their mothers. And then 10 years later, they just broke up. And thank God, like, revelation, like revolution, finally got away from each other. This is bad. It was always bad. It was super bad. And it was like nonsense. And it was like, I didn't know anything about this chick. And she was just like a year and a half into their relationship. She was like, who the fuck are you? And I'm like, girl, who the fuck are you? And she's like, I live with the dude. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I got to know her, and I'm like, dude, you're dating your mother, and she fucking hates you, and she's probably gonna poison your food and try to kill you. He's like, yeah, I know. And I'm like, dude, whatever you do, don't get this chick pregnant. Oh my God. And thank God they never had kids. My recent ex, it was like his mother breastfed him until he was 7. That's fudged up, dude. It's not right. That's weird. And even though like she's not that weird, because I spent a lot of time with her, she's not like that weird. I think like a lot of women are just like retarded and like hypnosis and they do weird stuff. But I'm like, the reason why you're so sexually depraved is because your mom breastfed you until you were 7. And so now he had like adulterous relationships, not like he cheated on me, but he had like adulterous relationships in terms of like he felt obligated to other women, and they were like older women who dressed like whores. And I'm like, and they had a super flirty relationship. And I was like, dude, I'm never gonna be okay with this. Like, never ever. And then the psychology comes down to, I was like, dude, were you molested? Like, what the hell is wrong with you having these weird psychological adulterous relationships with older sexy women his mom's age or a little bit younger? And I'm like, were you molested? And he thought about it for a couple weeks, and then he came back and he's like, I did breastfeed until I was 7. Is that weird? And I'm like, yeah, probably. What did it to you? Probably. Also, if the husband is an asshole, cheater, his dad was, cheated on the mom, then the mom makes the son like the head of the house. Like the son takes the role of the husband because the husband is cheating. So, oh my goodness, dude. Like, I feel like the whole thing with like dropping the pride of men is like you need to face your mother and like don't talk to me until you do it. Like don't date until you deal with the mother thing, because women are also pedos. I'm like a sliding scale. Like, they're also pedos, right? Like, they also neglected you and then you got molested, or like they also kind of molested you and then psychologically molested you because your dad was a piece of shit, so then she made you be the dad, and it was like a weird relation. And then you project it onto us. Even another one of my exes, I met his mom. His mom was so cold. There was no love at all. She wasn't mean, but I spent some time with her, and I spent some time in the car with her, and I was like, this woman is so closed off. She's so cold. And his dad like took a trip. He had to go to Houston on impulse, like on Thanksgiving, and it was weird. It was like, how come you have to like go to Houston on Thanksgiving, like all of a sudden? And then we were left to be like, where did he go? Like, that's super weird. And he was like, it was for work, but it was Thanksgiving. So we were spending time in Dallas, and we were like, why did Mr. Booth leave like on impulse for a couple days? And then like when he comes back, the mom wouldn't even pick him up from the airport. She was like, that's what Uber is for. And I was like, dude, does your dad have another family? And my boyfriend got super triggered because it's probably true, and these men are taught to avoid the truth. Their merit is based on performance of some illusion instead of reality. And I'm like, I made a joke. I was like, dude, does your dad have like another family? Like, that's super weird. And he got super triggered. Like, I was totally joking, but I'm sort of a clown for God. I was totally joking, but he got super triggered. And I'm like, maybe there's a possibility, because he had this high powered job and he had to always leave on a whim and go to work. But I'm like, dude, your dad had another family. Probably. And no wonder that mother was so cold. This stuff is generational. And then the children get the brunt of it. So, what does it look like for a man to drop his pride? Like, freaking finally admit that your mom was effed up and maybe it's because of your dad. Like, look at your parents. And then, like, voice it. Like, be honest about it. If you need to go to therapy for it. Maybe address your mother. Maybe you need to address your mother. I don't know. But men cannot come to women until they deal with their pride. And they cannot deal with their pride unless they address the problems within their parents' marriage, especially the relation with the mother, the way that she made you take the place of the father. And then that becomes like a weird psychological molesting. Truly. It's psychological molesting. Truly. So, good for me. That's it for now. All right. You the right kind of people. Love y'all so much. Check you later. Have a good night.